Oh, I know, this video is incredibly late. I apologize, please forgive me. And a pivotal moment, they were about to release Kaku and Lucci. I know, I'm sorry. But hey, you forgive me, right? You forgive me, and let's talk about chapter 1076. Okay, this chapter, immediately, that ending. First off, I was right. I nailed it. I said a big team up was coming in the last video, and to actually see Lucci and Luffy strike together, and Zoro and Kaku strike together, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was so fun. It was so fun to see those characters. Those are 4 characters I never would have thought were going to team up and actually strike down enemies together. I'd never, in a million years, you would have given me 100 options. Those would have never been the options. It was so fun. The Mihawk Seraphim had an attack. I'm going to put the image on screen. Let me know in the comments down below Zoro seemed to recognize that attack, and that character in my mind, I can see it in my mind, I just can't put a name to it. So help me out in the comments down below. But here's the thing. I thought that the rules were in place, that Seraphims only had attacks from the person that they were kind of made after. I thought they had said that, but I could absolutely be wrong. But that was shocking. I was really like, oh, so these Seraphims are way more than they appear. Like, incredibly more than they appear. And I really liked, like, of course, Luffy, when they're trying to get the handcuffs off of Lucci and them, Lucci's like, well, we'll go right back in the handcuffs, man. Like, hey, we're going to go right back in there. Don't worry about us. Luffy immediately, Zoro's like, he's literally lying to you, man. And then I believe it's Vagapunk 9 or 6, I can't remember. Says, well, what are your plans here, Lucci? And he's like, well, to kill all the Vagapunks. And Kaku's like, why would you tell him that? Wait, listen, we're about to get out of these handcuffs. I just tried to convince them that we're going to go right back in these handcuffs, and you're immediately going to just tell him exactly our plan? So one of the things you can absolutely say about at least Luffy and Lucci, they are very honest, almost to a fault. They are just upfront about, no, this is why I'm here. And it's kind of cool, right, to see 2 very powerful characters. Obviously, Luffy has always been this way, and I think Lucci has always kind of been this way too, where they're like, I am who I am, and yeah. Because, and the reason I think that Lucci can tell Vagapunk that, like, with no thought process, is he truthfully believes, like, he is going to take down Luffy, and then his friends are going to follow. He believes that. So it doesn't really matter who knows, because he believes enough in himself and his strength to be like, it doesn't matter if you know, you're not going to be able to stop it. And that's kind of intimidating. I'm not going to lie. But then we get to the most interesting part of this chapter. Shanks enters the picture. Oh, man. Oh, buddy. Oh, friends. Let me tell you, he's on the Giant's Island. And I am pretty sure that Kid and Shanks are about to battle. Hear me out. Hear me. Whoa. Kid and Killer have a conversation. And Killer talks about, Kid losing his arm. And Kid's like, well, they're going to want more than an arm. And then Shanks tells, hey, deliver this message. Either give your Ponglyph up and flee, or, like, go to war. I have chill bumps. I am so excited for this. This is another thing. 2 things happened in this one chapter I never would have thought of. Is like Shanks and Kid going at it. That's a little bit more believable than the Lucci, Luffy, Kaku, Zoro team up. Like, we talked about it in the last video, and I figured it was coming, but 2 things in this chapter I never would have thought I would have saw with my eyeballs when I was reading. And Shanks is on the Giant's Island. And these giants, do you remember these giants? See, Oda is doing that thing again where he brings stuff back from hundreds of chapters ago. And whether he meant to or not, he's like, oh no, all of this that was going on, I had a plan. I had a plan for all of this from the beginning. There's not a manga that does that like One Piece. I'm telling you. Oh, dude. I cannot wait for the next chapter to come out. Lucky for me, this video is late and the chapter is coming out tomorrow. Oh man, what do we see? You think we're going to see the kid Shanks stuff? Are we going back to Egghead Island? Either way, I am incredibly excited. Let's read chapter 1077. Okay, chapter 1077. And hear me out, I actually just forgot to bring this up in the last video. And I bet you were just about to write in the comments, like, hey man, what about the Cyberpole members that have just been stuck underground? You're right, that didn't even click with me until the end of this chapter, how kind of crazy that is. So I think what makes that insane is, who is doing this? Not only that, and we're just going to jump straight to it at the end of this. Shaka, boy, he's not in a good place. He's not doing well, you know, not doing great. Who is that? Who's out there? There is somebody on Egghead Island that is doing very bad things. What are some of your theories? Because I got nothing. I can't think of a character in One Piece that would, you know, pow. Who? Because, they got Shaka. Not doing well. And what is their big plan? That's like, what could be their big plan? I don't know. You guys are way smarter than me. Let me know what you think it is, because I am drawing a blank on this one. But what I will say, which was great about this volume, we got more of the four teaming up and taking on the Seraphims. It is still so crazy to me. It was actually really crazy because Zoro gets the moment. He's like, it reminds me of King. And he was like, sorry, I could have saved some stamina, because they're getting into that thing of like, we're not doing any damage to them. And Zoro goes into it. And then, you know, Zoro lists the reasons that he should have known that they were King related a long time ago. I was like, you should have put that together way longer than it actually took you. But they are finally putting it together, and they are about to make some headway and some damage on the attackers. The other thing, we actually get Sanji and Nami moments in this. And Nami, you know, it really clicked with me. It's clicked with me for a while, but I really enjoy that Nami is really starting to hold her own in fights. You know what I mean? I feel like ever since she got Zeus, she has really become a person of the Straw Hats to deal with. She's always held her own when it comes to Straw Hats and their relationships with each other. She has always held her own in stuff. But that Zeus power that she has gotten, she has really become a really strong member of the Straw Hats. And it is such great to see. It is, especially the art that Oda does with Zeus, I think is some of the most striking. Yeah, lightning striking. I got it. When I said it, I realized. You're welcome for that great wordplay. And obviously Sanji is trying to really defend her honor, and Frankie actually stops the Seraphim, but Seraphim does the baddie eyes. Frankie and Sanji get petrified very quickly. Sanji. My boy. Sanji. Come on, man. You're better than this. And in the beginning of the chapter, they actually mention Nico Robin's homeland again. And I say this, and I know we're gearing up towards the finale, right? But I am saying this, I think, obviously besides being able to read the poneglyphs and things like that, I think Nico Robin is such a key to the grander picture of One Piece. And I really cannot wait to see those puzzle pieces come together. Obviously, you love all the Straw Hats. You know, obviously everyone has their favorites and things like that. But I think it is such an amazing thing to have a cast of characters if we're just talking about the Straw Hats. And how I truthfully believe that Oda is the type of writer that when it is all said and done, I think, yes, even Chopper, I think that all the Straw Hats will have a significant role to play in the ending of One Piece. Obviously, some more than others and stuff like that, but I really can't think of a series in manga that has had a cast of characters where they all play such a vital role in pushing the story forward. In multiple different ways, and obviously some take center stage and some don't, stuff like that. And I think Nico Robin is really about to take center stage in this story. But I just wanted to say that if I've never said that in a video before. Listen, I've done a lot of these One Piece videos. I'm not really sure, honestly, what I've said and what I haven't said. But I just wanted to say it because it popped into my head reading this chapter. And it is such a great thing to see your core cast of characters play such a vital role in the actual pushing the story forward that Oda has done in One Piece with the Straw Hats. The only bummer about this chapter is, obviously, we have not gotten to the payoff of the Shanks kid stuff going on right now. But boy, I want to see that, and I didn't. There was nothing in there. But it doesn't mean that it's not coming around the corner in chapter 1078. I think that is going to be such an interesting story in One Piece. Man, I have been thinking about that. That's going to be good. But yeah, overall, this chapter was fun, and the very shocking ending of this chapter leaves a lot of questions of who on Egghead Island is doing all this. Who's running the show? Who is really manipulating everything? And what is their plan? What is their end goal with Egghead Island and Dr. Vegapunk? Obviously, you guys way smarter than me. So let's talk in the comments down below, because I don't even know what the questions are exactly, but I need answers. I don't know what the questions are, but you guys have the answers, as always. Thanks so much for watching these videos. I love reading One Piece. I love you guys make it such an enjoyable experience, and I really wholeheartedly appreciate everyone that especially watches to the end of these videos and enjoys reading along now One Piece with me. It means the world to me, so thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Also, I hope if you're having a bad day, it gets better, and if you're having a good day, it becomes fantastic. I'll see you next time.